Hello, believers. This is May 8th, 2018, and I am going to do a video. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm a little bit tongue-tied today. I don't know why. I'm going to do a video on the Filthy King's vision, the first one that I had, which was March 8th, 2017. Okay. I was praying in the Spirit, and I was asking the Lord for a word that day. And in an open vision about what is to come, He told me several days earlier, Obama is a king. But I didn't know what He meant. And I felt that He meant something about maybe the 10 kings in Daniel, but I wasn't sure. But He didn't say that. And I had been praying about President Trump at the time He said it. I don't have any real revelation on the book of Daniel, so I didn't really know what to do with Obama as a king. So before He would show me these things on March 8th, 2017, He did something He had never ever done before. He had me pray protection over myself and anoint myself and pray in the Spirit for angelic protection around my house, my body, everything. And to cancel all retaliation attacks. Never ever in my entire life has God ever had me do that before. And I should add here that at the end of 2008, around the time the Lord first started giving me visions about the end time, and when He gave me the famine visions, I was shown a revelation about a scripture, and a vision started showing me about Obama, who had just been elected at that time, that he had something to do with the beast. And it scared me so bad. I was reading this pamphlet that was from Charles Capp's ministry, and I threw the pamphlet down and like it was on fire. I'm not kidding you. It scared me so bad because he had just been elected. What was I going to do with that information? You know, I wasn't prophesying then. I was just coming out of oil and gas work, and it scared me so bad. And at that point, I was still working. I didn't even know we were in the end times. It took me a few months of getting visions about the end times to figure out we were in the end times. I'm not kidding. And I never received the rest of that vision, though I prayed, repented, and everything else. I've learned that God only shows visions to people who can handle them. So as I began praying in the Spirit in March 2017, I saw a shadowy Obama and a line of others, a group of 8 or 10, I don't know about that many, maybe less. I could not see them clearly enough to count them. But I saw such filth as I have never, ever seen in any vision. And by instinct, I turned my head away because I was like, ugh. And the Lord spoke and He said, look and see. And I was like, okay. And I said, okay, Lord, I'll look, I'll see, I received the vision. Please show us what's about to come in the earth. And it was a spirit vision, and I kept sensing the words, filthy abominations, filthy abominations, filthy abominations. And the dark men stood pushed together, shoulder to shoulder, all crowded up. They dwelled in heavy darkness and filth like nothing I've ever seen. And there was no light in them at all. It was as if they were completely demonic. There's no light. And I sensed fire nearby. And I see their evil smiles as they discuss their plans. Now, as far as fire being nearby and no light, there was a time when I was fasting for several days, and the Lord, this when I lived in Texas, there was a real bad case of child abuse that had been in the news that had grieved me horribly, and I had cried and prayed and cried and prayed, and I was really angry at what had happened to this child. And on the third day of the fast, I was driving to somewhere in McKinney, and the Lord spoke to me and said, basically, you want a shot at the demon that did that? I was like, bring it on, yes. And I immediately pulled off into a parking lot and tried to get away from other cars because I knew that was going to get real ugly, and had all my windows rolled up in my truck. And I closed my eyes. I said, let's do it, Lord, let's do it. And He immediately took me into this place that I call the Dark Hills. It was dark, dark. I'm talking dark. Like dark 30 at night dark with no street lamps. And there were these hills. And on these little hills, there were thrones that demons sat on. And He set me in front of one of them, and there was this horrid-looking demon. They're all horrid, with some little minions around the bottom of it. He said, that one. I'm like, that's it. And I went after it. I went after it and did everything I could possibly do to it with every weapon I had at my disposal, and enjoyed every second of it. I don't remember how long I fought. I just know when I came out of that trance or whatever, I was screaming quite loudly and looked around and was just hoping no one had called 911. But it was pretty fun to do that. So I prayed. So when I sensed the fire nearby and there not being any light, I immediately thought of the dark hills, which is in hell. So I prayed more and more in the Spirit, and I looked again at the group of men in darkness to see if I could see more or some kind of detail or something. And they were mired in filth. It went almost to their knees. Something so filthy I could not begin to identify it and would not want to. And it was also on them like a muddy mire on their faces and their bodies and their hands. They all wore suits like they were very rich, important men. They are joined by filth and evil and perversion. I was shown that. Obama is in the front of them. He stands out from them, always smiling, and I got very strongly the impression he's their front man because he has this smooth speech, kind of way of talking. So they use him as the spokesperson. And I said, why do they need a front man, Lord? And I sensed that when I asked that, if the others stepped forward into leadership, it would be obvious what they were up to. Immediately obvious. Why Obama, Lord? And he said, smooth speech. And I said, he's got that. They share their filth. I don't know what that means, but I see them sharing filth. It may be filthy lucre. It may be perversion. I suspect it is both. Then I saw a giant throne pushing up through the earth on a globe of the world. I saw like a globe, and then I saw this huge throne. I mean huge throne. I'm talking big. This is no ordinary throne. It's wide enough for more than one person. But like, as the throne sits here, the globe sits here, the throne covers most of the top. It's that big. It's really huge. I see them rejoicing as it pushes upward through the earth's dirt. It takes up most of the top of the globe, and I saw it come up in the north. It is a very strong throne, and I think that means it will have much earthly power. I did not see anyone on or near the throne when it came up through the earth. I saw Obama taking gifts and bribes from other countries to do something evil for them. I don't know what it was. He was laughing with glee as he pushed the money down in his pockets. He'd take it and he'd just laugh, what he was going to do. And then I see him resume his smooth speech face, the one he always had when he gave speeches. And I heard, world dominion. And then the praying that I was doing while this was happening turned into warfare tongues. And any of you who have the baptism of the Holy Spirit know what I'm talking about when I say warfare tongues. They're very angry, authoritative tongues when they come out. I've prayed those only occasionally throughout my lifetime. And then I got this word, which this is posted out on the wing site. Darkness comes quickly. Chaos comes to your White House and to the world scene to distract my people from what is really happening. Behind the scenes, only those who seek me on a deep level and spend much time in prayer will see what is coming before it hits. There are filthy abominations in high places, and they conspire against you, my saints. They conspire to remove me and my word from the world you live in. Now, this was March of 2017. This is May of 2018 as I make this video, and they have just passed, I think, that bill in California that's going to bans all Christian books or anything that talks against, homosexuality or LGBT stuff. They conspire to remove me and my word from the world you live in. They will stop at no lengths to do this. Their desire is to issue an edict of punishment by death for all Christians, and they plan to do this. I've seen this one coming for a long time, and so have some of y'all for a long time. And some of y'all have had visions about it because you've written me about them. Now they seek the power to take over all things. Their plan of destruction will make this power possible. Now, did y'all get that? Their plan of destruction will make this power possible. For they will hold the keys when the destruction comes. Now, I wonder what those keys could be. Is that the food supply, the water supply? I mean, think about it. Human life has no value to them, for they live above it. And it comes quickly. They plan to attack in ways that appear to be someone else and bring war to the earth. These filthy kings plan to start the war and make it look like somebody else did it than who did it. It will spread quickly when it happens. Much anger and hatred abounds between peoples, and they will not hesitate to strike back at these attacks. It sounds like they're going to do some kind of, maybe a nation-on-nation attack, or maybe a race-on-race attack or something like that, and make it look like, oh, he did that. I didn't do that. He did it. And then I saw Obama making a smooth speech, acting very innocent and concerned when this happened. But he had a second face on the back of his head that was laughing an evil laugh. And then I saw all the dark men laughing together in secret. Spiritual darkness will cover the earth when this happens, my children. Darkness comes, and it comes quickly. Okay. I have felt for some time, and felt the day that President Trump was inaugurated into office, and President Obama and his wife were getting into the helicopter to leave, I kept hearing the words, he's not done yet, he's not done yet, he's not done yet. They came up in my spirit over and over, and I was like, oh, and all I could feel was dread. His plan is to return to power. The kings with him, the filthy kings, have a plan to make that happen because he's their front man. Other than that, I don't know who he is in the spirit. Some people have said, oh, he's the beast or he's the Antichrist. I don't know. God has not told me, and I can't say my opinion is worthless on that. But he does plan to go back to power, and there is a plan to put him back in power. So I just want to tell y'all that. Okay, so this is the first Filthy King's vision. There's a second video with the second Filthy King's vision. I'll be sure I put those in the title so y'all know which one's which. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a great week. Jesus bless you.